Its first electric car, not imported, not donated, built, the headline said, entirely by Burkinabè engineers. Social media exploded. African tech forums celebrated. Commentators called it proof that innovation could come from the Hath of the Sahel. But then, other voices started asking a different question. Is this car actually made in Burkina Faso? Or is the truth, as it so often is, somewhere more complicated? To understand why ITAOUA's announcement was so significant, you have to understand the context. Africa is home to over 1.4 billion people. It has abundant minerals, lithium, cobalt, copper, that are essential to every electric vehicle battery built anywhere on Earth. And yet, the continent accounts for less than 1% of global car production. Africa accounted for only 1.2% of global production in 2018, with South Africa and Morocco accounting for the bulk of output. Burkina Faso, ranked among the world's least developed economies, had never had a domestic vehicle brand of any kind. Most vehicles on its roads are second-hand imports, many arriving from Europe and Asia after years of use. The country spends scarce foreign currency importing fuel and transportation equipment. So when a company called ITAOUA unveiled an electric vehicle, assembled in Ouagadougou, bearing a Burkinabè name, with a logo of a horse symbolizing strength and longevity, the symbolism was enormous. This was not just a car, it was a statement that a country ranked among the world's poorest, a country in the middle of a jihadist insurgency, a country the global tech industry had never once looked at as a potential automotive hub, was trying to build something. But who built it? And how? Before we examine ITAOUA, we need to understand the policy environment that produced it. Under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's government, Burkina Faso has been pursuing what it calls economic sovereignty, a deliberate push to reduce imports, increase local production, and capture more value from the country's own resources. Gold mines have been nationalized, a domestic gold refinery approved, a state bank opened, a 50,000 home housing program launched, and local manufacturing, across sectors, has been declared a national priority. Electric vehicles fit directly into this strategy. Burkina Faso spends significant foreign currency every year importing fossil fuels. A domestic electric vehicle industry, especially one powered by solar energy, could reduce that dependency, create technical jobs, and reduce transport costs for ordinary citizens. And the country has something that most EV markets lack in abundance: sunlight, year-round, abundant, free. Building solar-powered electric vehicles for African road conditions, not adapted from European or Chinese models, but designed specifically for African terrain, is an idea with genuine logic behind it. Whether ITAOUA has delivered on that idea yet is a different question. Let us establish the confirmed facts. ITAOUA was founded in February 2021 by Burkinabè entrepreneur Abdul Kader Bougouma. Under his leadership, the company grew into Group ITAOUA, a conglomerate that includes ITAOUA Services, ITAOUA Automobile, ITAOUA Motors SA, and a division called African Builder of Future. The name ITAOUA is a tribute to a village near Ouagadougou. The horse on the logo represents strength, prestige, and longevity. Production began in January 2025. The first two entry-level models were the ITAOUA Sahel and the ITAOUA Native. Later models followed, the ITAOUA Tenakuru and the ITAOUA Land Elder, a pickup truck. The Sahel, the most popular model, is a compact electric car. The Native comes with a claimed range of 330 kilometers on a single charge and a 30-minute recharge time through fast charging infrastructure. These specifications are reported by the manufacturer, though independent testing has not been publicly confirmed. Both models feature GPS navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and a solar charging system, designed to supplement charging in areas where electricity infrastructure is unreliable. The Burkina Faso Economic and Social Development Fund, the FBDES, provided 3.75 billion CFA francs in support, taking a 25% stake in the company. The government has also launched an electric taxi project. About 30 ITAOUA taxis already operate in Ouagadougou, with plans to expand the fleet to over 100. Those are the confirmed facts. Now, here is where the story gets complicated. When a country says it has built its own car, there are three very different things that phrase could mean, and understanding the difference is essential to evaluating ITAOUA. The first stage, designing a car from scratch. This is what Tesla did, what Toyota did. Engineers draw the vehicle from zero, every component, every system, every curve of the body, designed in-house. This requires years of R&D, massive investment, and deep engineering expertise. The second stage, manufacturing components. Even if a company uses a known design, it could manufacture its own engines, its own battery packs, its own body panels, sourcing raw materials and building parts locally. This is what Morocco's automotive industry does. It manufactures parts for European car makers within Morocco. The third stage, assembling imported kits. This is what most emerging automotive industries start with. Known as CKD, completely knocked down, or SKD, semi-knocked down assembly. Components arrive from abroad, pre-made, pre-tested, and are bolted, welded, and fitted together locally. In sub-Saharan Africa, production is largely limited to small-scale assembly of imported SKD and CKD vehicle kits, which have lower levels of local value addition. So where does ITAOUA currently sit? The answer came directly from the company's own Director General. In a November 2025 interview with Brasil de Fato, one of the few journalists given direct access to the operation, Abdoulatif Ruamba confirmed, with technical support from China, the electric vehicles are assembled in Ouaga 2000. He stated that, at the moment, the brand only handles the assembly process, but that there is a prospect of launching our own designs in the coming years. Burkinabè engineers were trained in Chinese factories and are now applying this knowledge on African soil. So, by the Director General's own account, ITAOUA is currently at Stage 3, assembly of Chinese origin components by locally trained engineers at a plant in Ouagadougou. Not designed from scratch in Burkina Faso, not manufactured from raw materials in Burkina Faso. Assembled in Burkina Faso. That distinction matters, and so does the controversy around it. The visual comparison was noticed almost immediately after the launch photos circulated. The car shown in launch visuals closely resembles the Dongfeng Nanobox, a model produced by the Chinese manufacturer Dongfeng. It is thought by some that the ITAOUA vehicle is either a rebrand of or a CKD version of the Nanobox, rather than a wholly original model. While such things happen relatively often, one wonders about the actual percentage of local content and genuine manufacturing capability. ITAOUA has not publicly responded to this specific comparison, and as of the time of this documentary, there are no official supply chain disclosures or verifiable production statistics available for ITAOUA. Public filings or regulatory data have not provided further insight. One claim circulating on social media went further, alleging that ITAOUA was secretly owned by American billionaire Carl Icahn's automotive conglomerate. This specific claim, which circulated widely in February 2025, appears to be unverified and unsupported by any credible source. The company's founder is identified in multiple documented sources as Burkinabè entrepreneur Abdul Kader Bougouma. We found no credible evidence linking Icahn Enterprises to ITAOUA. That claim should be treated with significant skepticism. But here is what is important to understand about the Dongfeng comparison and about the assembly question more broadly. This is not unusual at all. The history of every major automotive nation on Earth includes a period of assembling imported kits before developing indigenous design and manufacturing capability. Japan's automotive industry in the 1950s began by assembling American and European kits. South Korea's Hyundai started by assembling Ford vehicles under license in the 1960s. China's entire car industry, which now produces some of the world's most advanced electric vehicles, grew from decades of joint ventures and technology transfer with Western manufacturers. Morocco's Renault factory in Tangiers was for years assembling old European models on a CKD basis before scaling into full production and exports worth over 10 billion euros annually. Assembly is not the destination. It is, if managed well, the starting point. The question for ITAOUA is not whether it starts with assembly. That is perfectly normal. The question is what comes next, and whether the claims made about it are proportionate to what it actually is right now. Even as a CKD assembly operation, ITAOUA creates something that Burkina Faso did not have before. Jobs. Engineers trained in Chinese factories who now have skills applicable to automotive assembly and maintenance. Technicians, quality controllers, logistics workers, sales staff, the entire chain of people needed to run a working vehicle operation. Skills transfer. Ruamba described the arrangement as a win-win partnership, not a collaboration where we are exploited. Everyone gets their share. We are also involved in a technology transfer process. Whether that technology transfer is substantive enough to eventually produce independent Burkinabè design capability is a fair question, but the engineers being trained today are the foundation of whatever comes next. Reduced import dependence. Ruamba noted that with the assembly carried out directly in Burkina Faso, we will be able to further reduce the cost of the vehicles, which will facilitate access to electric vehicles for the population. When vehicles are assembled locally, rather than imported fully built, a portion of the value stays inside the country. Assembly creates local wages, local tax revenue, and local economic activity that pure importation does not. Electric taxi infrastructure. The 30 ITAOUA taxis already operating in Ouagadougou represent something tangible. A cleaner, cheaper urban transport option in a city that currently relies on aging, imported fossil fuel vehicles. None of this changes the fact that ITAOUA is not yet manufacturing its own vehicles in the full sense. But none of it is nothing either. To go from assembling Chinese kits to designing and manufacturing its own vehicles, ITAOUA and Burkina Faso face challenges that are real, significant, and worth naming honestly. Financing. Vehicle manufacturing at scale requires enormous capital investment. Burkina Faso's economy is constrained by the ongoing security crisis, limited foreign exchange reserves, and restricted access to international finance markets. Battery technology. The lithium and cobalt used in EV batteries are extracted in Africa, but processed and manufactured into battery cells almost entirely in China. Building a domestic battery supply chain is a decades-long industrial project. Supplier development. A car has thousands of components. Building a local supplier network, companies that make the wiring, the plastics, the glass, the electronics, takes generations of industrial development. Burkina Faso currently has almost none of this. Competition. Cheap, fully built Chinese electric vehicles are flooding African markets at price points that may make locally assembled vehicles uncompetitive without protective government policy. Infrastructure. Solar-powered vehicles need solar charging stations. Fast chargers need reliable grid connections. Outside Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso's electricity infrastructure is limited, and in some regions affected by the security crisis. Security. Burkina Faso remains in a state of conflict. Industrial development requires stability, predictable supply chains, freedom of movement, investor confidence, all of which the ongoing insurgency complicates. These challenges are not insurmountable, but they are real, and honest coverage requires saying so. What would Burkina Faso need to do to become a true automobile manufacturer, not just an assembler? In the near term, increase local content. Most successful automotive assembly programs set minimum local content thresholds that rise year by year. Start at 20% local parts. Target 40% in 5 years, 60% in 10. Each percentage point represents jobs and skills built inside the country. In the medium term, develop a supplier ecosystem. Partner with universities and technical colleges. Train engineers. Build the small and medium businesses that make individual components. As one automotive industry analysis noted, not every country can assemble and ultimately manufacture vehicles. Scale is critical in this globally competitive sector. Regional cooperation with Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Côte d'Ivoire could create the market scale that no single country can achieve alone. In the long term, develop original design. The Director General has already stated this is the ambition. He spoke of a prospect of launching our own designs in the coming years. Whether that ambition becomes reality depends on the investment decisions, the policy environment, and the stability conditions of the years ahead. The path from assembler to manufacturer is long. It took South Korea 30 years. It took China 40. It has not been achieved by any landlocked African country yet. But every path has to start somewhere.